Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Sorry for the delay on setup. Thanks so much to our team of restreamers. Shoutouts to Baseball for helping us get this going manually. Tonight is four-way race on comms. We have Chex Human and Malmo, so I'll hand things over to them. They can get it going. Good luck, have fun.
Thank you, Pops. I'm Chex Human, and hello, Malmo. How are you?
Good. How about you, Chex?
Good. We have Spaces versus Dr. Earworm on the left, and Spleebie versus cheamo on the right.
Yeah, I can't wait for some chibi space worm action.
There you go. Yeah. Alternately, we have PSTHOX. Never mind, I can't read it straight. But our runners have their file name set up. They're ready to go. And I'm ready to watch.
So, what is 100% NMG?
100% NMG is the name of the category. 100% is the goal, which is most of the stuff, a full inventory, and NMG is no major glitches. So we will start the video game with a sequence that looks a lot like the NMG any percent NMG sequence with escape, and we will most likely see our runners skip boomerang.
The boomerang skip is our first divergence point in this category, and it
Yeah.
has a surprising impact on the game. We skip it because you get the blue boomerang in here, and you're supposed to go into a waterfall and throw it into a pool and upgrade it to the red boomerang. But that's slow, and you can bypass that by doing not getting the blue boomerang and instead getting the red boomerang from a chest where it will appear if you don't have the blue boomerang. Now, I'm told that the time difference between the two is actually not all that different, but the red boomerang route where you have blue boomerang is susceptible to RNG. Is that correct?
The route where you it kind of depends. I haven't fully understood it because we have issues of RNG when we don't have boomerang in escape, and we have a more consistent we have a different circle of pots depending on whether you have boomerang or not. That is in Aghanim's tower later, and boomerang can save you time there, but the route is different, and there's just too much to talk about to get into the details.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what it comes down to is the resources are tight already, and the red boomerang route where you get it from waterfall requires a fake flipper that makes you dump a bunch of bombs and arrows on the ground, and you just don't have those, so you have to farm them or get lucky with drops. Here we go. We're getting to our divergence point, and you do a different strat in the boomerang chest because you're not getting the boomerang. I think rando players might be somewhat familiar with this because it's a little different from rando. In rando, you want to kill the guard so that he dies near the chest, and then you open the chest, and then the key drops on your head. In NMG, you open the chest, and a boomerang appears in your inventory, and it's selected, so you just use the boomerang immediately without menuing. In hundo, you want the key to drop near the door. So you spin the guard so that he gets knocked to the left.
Oh, cheamo actually got blue boom. Okay.
Oh, he got the blue boom.
I was catching up. I see it in his menu.
I hope that this is a route divergence and not a muscle memory problem. And I also hope that cheamo doesn't finish the game with blue boom, which is a thing that it's one of the mistakes that I've seen people make in 100% categories. You're either forgetting a heart piece, usually Zora Ledge, or you're forgetting that you haven't actually gotten the top boomerang and you finish the game thinking you have completed the goal and you haven't. As long as Cheamo figures it out sometime in the next 2 hours, it should be okay.
Yeah.
Like, you can get the boomerang. It's not dead yet. Just you have to do that other stuff. You have to get the waterfall, and you have to route it in to your Zora split, I believe.
Yes. The Ice Palace overworld. How many players are playing on emulator? Do you remember what Doc plays on?
I think he's console. I'm not certain though. I think all 4 might be on console. I don't see any SNES 9X input displays. And speedruns, well, speedruns for the leaderboard require frame rate display if you're playing on emulators. So I suspect that because none of them are showing that they're not on emulator, or they just don't care to submit. But yeah, okay. Dr. Yerum's here confirming he's on Super NT, which is something I should know because he was literally at my house 2 weeks ago playing on it.
Good memory. Good memory. I don't remember whether Spaces uses an NT or a console.
All right,
Spleebie's on console. Cheamo's on console.
Okay, cool. We got that covered.
Yeah. So in Dark Cross, we normally like to have boomerang. Otherwise, we have to dodge snakes or slash them out of the way. But we don't have that. 3 of the Wii. And, okay, we're fine. Not a big difference between runners at this point.
Oh, Keyrat fake out for Cheamo. Oh, he has the boom, which is funny because, like, normally that's the problem is you had a lot of faith in that boomerang actually having the key in it. I wasn't certain.
For sure. Cheamo had to stop at the door for a few frames before the key got there. It's
sad because it wasn't even Seattle Keyrat. It was just Shell Game Keyrat. He didn't know which one had the key. Ooh, we have a... Oh, so close. Spaces almost got rat frames, which saves cutscene time by despawning your shield as you walk through the door. And he had the RNG for it, but I think he maybe didn't have quite clean enough movement to... Like, the rats got there before he did or something. Already chest turning for Spleebie. Spleebie's going to be doing a lot of chest turns, but the real king of chest turns is the chess game. So
because that can turn the
I can turn the race. That's true. That's true. It can turn the tables.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Eastern Palace. So, not much changes here. It will be a lot like any percent. We'll have an overworld directly to Eastern Palace and then a dungeon with the typical skips.
And how's the rupee route? Is there any difference in terms of whether you're picking up rupees in Eastern? I know that one difference will be that if you don't have boomerang, you're slashing popos and more likely to get rupee drops, but I'm not certain how much that matters.
I don't think it matters that much. Others might have a more informed opinion than I, but I don't think we are as eager to get rupees as we are in any percent. And I think that's because we're not really gaming whether we need to collect blue rupees or not from trees. We're just gonna get 100 from chests.
Saha rupees are the norm in this category, and my understanding is that it's because you have to get Saha bombs, and you might as well get the rupees when you're there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Well, Spaces had a little trouble throwing that pot. He probably knows this, but when you pick up the pot, The one that's on the left, you should hold down right while picking up the pot, so you buffer first frame down right. I think maybe what happened to him is that he maybe threw the pot on the first frame before he actually turned. And maybe he was holding down right.
I don't think that's possible because after Link, well, is it possible? I don't. It would be very much like the game for that to be possible. But
it's possible he just wasn't holding down right. And yeah, I saw Dr. Earworm also wasn't holding down right.
Yeah, and Link will automatically face down when you go from pickup to holding down right. So we should always have a down throw. All right, nice anti-fairy skips from our runners, and Dr. Earworm right behind, and good skip. Best turn for Spleebie. Alright, so I like to save my menu for the Gifted with Greenies room. Oh, did Cheamo do it? Oh, I missed Cheamo. 3 of the runners menued beforehand, which is a good choice. It's up to what frames you want to save, what consistent strat you want to use, that kind of thing.
I guess you're menuing off lamp when you don't have boomerang.
Yeah, exactly. And in this category, at this point, we have only 2 items, so you, it's any direction, right?
It's any direction. This is in All Dungeons RMG as well. And if you only know All Dungeons RMG and you learn and you practice with the wrong direction and then you switch to NMG, it's a problem. So my recommendation, if you're learning one of those categories that doesn't have boomerang in the escape, learn the NMG menu so that when you do NMG, you don't get tripped up by it.
Yeah. All right. Spleebie is the first one out of Eastern with green splits on his splits. So presumably he's on PB pace by 2.9 seconds. You love to see it.
There's nothing in this game that can ruin that pace.
Right.
Especially not in this category.
This category famously has no RNG.
This category has so little RNG that we don't even care about blue balls because that's not going to be the thing that ruins the run.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing for sure. Because in other league matches, it's a rare race where blue ball RNG decides. Now, it could still decide certain races. Races have been pretty close, even in Hundo. But there are 2 mini games that have higher variance, so we'll be watching them after we're done with Palace of Darkness in the Dark World. Alright, so we have Unholy Spin Speed for spaces. Looks like most others are dashing.
Desert is the same, right? Other than the Saha rupees.
Oh yeah, not quite because we need the ledge heart piece.
Ledge heart piece. It's one of those heart pieces where if you forget it, there is a chance to get it later, but it's slow. And it also messes up your heart piece refill route.
Yeah. Right. We don't want to walk away from it. We don't want to forget it. But for now, we are headed to desert like normal. And so we have the boots, by the way. And we can go fast. We can do minor glitches. And we can also cancel stair drag, which I don't think that's a glitch. I don't know what you call it. It's a technique. Maybe an unintended technique. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's a strat, I guess. It's
yeah. And we in the last few years saved frames by returning to normal walking speed at the very top and very bottom of manual stairs. So using boots is a good way to clear that drag. We can also make Link face left or right quickly.
The nice thing about the left and right quickly thing is if you're going up the stairs, you're kind of already doing that anyway with the pumping, but you just exaggerate it a little bit at the very end to actually get that full, like, Link actually changes direction and doesn't just, you know, reset the speed. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because pumping is changing the direction, you know, ideally every other frame, so that Link is always going at top speed because he will walk in a 2-1-2-1 pattern going west and north, and then on stairs it's like 2-1-1-1 or something like that. It's very effective to pump on stairs.
Yeah. It's like you can really see it. Whereas, the Spleebie is so close to the edge, I was a little scared. So, we don't want to hop off. Everyone else is playing it a little bit safer.
There's something, some strat I was told about picking up the rock on the way to desert back. And I forgot what it was, but I think it's something like if you pick up the rock and throw it quickly enough, you can just hold upright and enter the door cleanly.
Oh, I haven't seen that before. I'm taking notes. Yeah, I don't really know whether I want to pick up the top rock or the bottom rock. One feels safer, the other feels more optimal. All right, Landmo. This is a source of RNG, but it is a real test of skill.
It's pretty hard to keep track of all these Lambo fights.
Yeah.
Oh, Spleebie is on the brink of death.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not something we usually like worry too much about for Landmo, but once you're there, it's actually very dangerous.
Spleebie says fine, so maybe he's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dodge that last rock just barely. Thankfully with Landmo, you can predict where the rocks will come out. It's just a little harder when there's one left, you're probably not going to die, but if there's two or more, it's harder to play that game. It's like, you know, it's just a little bit more of one of those like Hollow Knight bosses where you're fighting two of them at once. If you've ever done that, you know what that feels like.
A little hard to coordinate. All right, so here's our immediate divergence from any percent. A trip to Aegina and the heart piece in the chest. All four runners in the cave at the same time. You love to see it. I don't know why it's so amusing, but it's like not something you see every day. But yeah, it's the Hera split. It's as dangerous as always, but we'll have an extra heart container coming up. We'll get our 4th heart piece. And we need to remember to get the Bonk Rocks heart piece as well before we ascend the mountain.
So that 4th heart piece, is that on Spectacle Rock?
Yes.
That's very nice because...
Wait.
Or is it in Spectacle Rock?
Spleebie had a fake flipper soft lock, unfortunately. But saves and quits. For the sake of the race, he's allowed to return to where he was and continue.
This is a new rule. Because it used to be that you could go to Sanctuary if this happened, but a new rule was put in this league that you have to go back to the spot where you were and start over. So it's treated like an overworld death. And oh my god, that crab. Yeah. Is it possible for that crab to just slam into you, rear end you while you're doing that?
It can come from any direction, really. So yes. I mean, I think there's just one crab. There might be even more than one. I don't know. Okay. So the Bonk Rocks route throws Link's position into the bottom right of the cave entry screen, and so we have to do a pretty difficult dash around buzz blobs and crows. Or are they ravens? Maybe they're ravens. Hey. But so we're seeing alternate strats from our runners, and Doc chose to go west then north around the trees.
Yeah, there is a safe route and a hard route that requires tight movement.
Oh, this is different. Spaces is going directly into Spectacle Rock Cave top entrance, and he's going to nail the hover and immediately places a bomb. I've never really seen
Wait
this
a second. Immediate bomb placement. So if you're on grid there, is it possible? Is that set you up to the right Y coordinate? To the right X coordinate?
There are 3 valid X coordinates, so yeah, that should certainly work. Oh, and yeah, the refill is inside the cave. That's what I was curious about. I wasn't absolutely sure.
Spleebie will show you the newish normalized setup for the bomb. And everyone's doing something different for the bomb. Like I see Dr. Irwin was just like manually lining up using a visual cue. Cheamo did something similar but with a different visual cue. And then Spleebie is doing the strat where you get on grid and then you cleanly go up diagonal into the heart piece, and then you cleanly go down and it puts you in the right coordinate, basically. And then Spaces use the hover to get on grid, because I guess you can't get on grid with the pit without being on the pit, but hovering is a way you can be on the pit, so it works.
It works, and it did work. So that was really neat to see different strats from all the runners. Spleebie, no, I don't know.
Did he mirror too
mirrored out before?
Yeah.
It's like
classic.
It's like his controller betrayed him and made him press Y for some reason. I don't know. So Cheamo has a lead at the moment. Of course, we haven't seen any of the major sources of RNG yet in the run. But of course, they are in the same room because Tile Room lasts a long time.
And then Spaces is in the lead as well. These are 2 separate races. Spaces and Dr. Earworm are racing, and Spleebie and Cheamo are racing. So it is fair to say that both Spaces is in the lead and also Cheamo is in the lead. But the lead is not really that huge, considering what can happen later in the run. It's definitely too early to call. Another thing is that Cheamo is not really ahead because he has the blue boomerang and Spleebie has no boomerang. Having one more item is actually making him behind. Unless
No,
he
no, no.
can,
No,
unless he
no,
can
no,
get
no.
good drops.
I think
right?
he's ahead.
You think he's ahead? Because you think he's gonna get enough bombs and arrows to do the splash delete and actually save time.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it.
I wonder how much of okay, the obvious thing is Spleebie fake flipper died, but cheamo also has had the blue boomerang, which saves time in these early splits, so that's probably helping too.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Castle Tower, we'll see what the different strats will be. And Spaces is at Moldorm, and of course Moldorm can be a bit scary, especially if we're dashing far to the left. But Moldorm comes back, and Spaces is able to take it out. Well done.
Dr. Earworm got some pretty bad RNG from the Kadongo. He got the fire and then the Kadongo moved in his way, so he couldn't just clip around the fire because the Kadongo was there. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do in that case. You can make the fire go out slightly faster by sticking your sword in it, which is ridiculous. But it's like minimal. Probably the correct thing to do is to just eat the damage and... Oh, wow. Okay. We're not allowed to hit Moldorm's tail, I guess.
No.
Wait, he makes
Why
it.
would we be allowed?
Sleepy also getting a left side Moldorm and takes the opportunity to get that dash in.
Yeah.
No falls, right? Everybody had a good
falls.
Moldorm.
It was, yeah. Good job to all 4 runners.
Now we don't do tree rupees, is that correct?
That's right. We will not see tree rupees. So, yeah, that's a normal part of any percent Agatower segment. We will be skipping those. Then we'll see a couple of collection pieces. We'll pick up the mushroom and then the drop down heart piece. Thieves Hideout. Woo. Okay. Spleebie hugging the wall at the end. I'm always nervous that some runner will bonk into the holes. But not today. That's good. Doc takes a hit from a bird. We normally preserve our health for tree rupees, but that doesn't matter in this case. It's just not ideal to not have full health going into Agatower.
You may also notice that they're picking up the mushroom on the way out instead of the way in. The reason for that is that the mushroom will respawn. If you pick it up on the way in, you risk also picking it up on the way out and picking it up twice, which loses time.
Yeah, and people have discussed that it helps them stop their dash on the way back, but I haven't really visualized that to confirm or deny.
I think probably what it does is it looks like when you dash, you can cancel down left and not have to worry about releasing down left. You just hold down left and you'll walk into the mushroom.
I agree.
I guess it will lose human error frames if you didn't have a mushroom there. But you also always have a mushroom there. So if you've already collected it, then you can't really cancel down left without risking walking into the mushroom again. Then you have to cancel down right or something, and that's going to mess you up.
Yeah.
So that's probably what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Also, like an NMG, you'll be avoiding the mushroom if you are not, you're not using that as a safety. If you are playing optimally, you will avoid the mushroom. So you do have to do a slightly different dash cancel in Hundo, just from that alone.
So we have a couple of different strats coming into Agatower. cheamo dashes on the left side, and then dashes straight and then below the torch. cheamo's probably a holdout and dashing on the right side. Let's see where Spleebie goes. Spleebie also is a holdout and dashes on left, and Doc. So I believe space is dash on the right side of the walkway, and all the other runners dashed on the left. Right, in Agate Tower, it is ideal to have beams to start. We have Doc and Spleebie in the same room. Doc will go with Dinner Bell strat. There we go. Nicely done. And Doc also does not care about preserving a heart and fairy for Turtle Rock. He just goes for a spin to clear the enemies.
It's still optimal to preserve the fairy because it's slow to use the powder, and you want to have beams, but it's easier to have beams in Turtle Rock and Hundo because you use the cape to do Roller Room. And you will have taken 1 heart of damage from doing the room before Roller Room, but there's a heart you can pick up in a pot on the way out. So, like, it's not the end of the world if you don't have the fairy, but it's still better to have it.
Oh, here we go. Cheamo uses Blue Boom like normal in Circle of Pots. I didn't see space as Circle of Pots, unfortunately. Here's Spleebie. Oh!
Spleebie's doing a strat, is that right? It doesn't look like it's going great, but...
I don't exactly know what Spleebie did, because it seemed like he was hesitating at the top. It looked intentional enough, but I don't really know it.
It looked like he was reading RNG. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just started to learn the strat.
Spleebie was flailing.
Okay.
Admits Spleebie.
I don't know what Dr. Aram was doing, but it looked like it worked out. I didn't see him flailing. I just saw him sort of dealing with the room like you do in Rando. Like, just kill the enemies and move on. I think most people have been doing that in the Hundo League. Just winging it in that room, because nobody wants to learn Boomless Circle of Pots. Even in all dungeons, you have a better weapon. There's like a Fire Rod strat. There's a Tempered Sword.
I'm not counting blue balls, but this is the first major source of RNG in the game. We're seeing a lot of blue balls from both screens, spaces, and Cheamo. Spleebie and Doc are here now, too.
So what happened that Spleebie caught up to Cheamo despite failing Fake Flipper?
Yeah? Yeah.
But I missed how it happened.
I don't know if there was a major step or misstep.
It might have just been Cheamo's blue balls.
Yeah.
He is out of the Agate Tower fight first, so he's still ahead. Yeah. Assuming he can pull off Red Boom without losing too much time.
Yeah, this is a long screen. Unfortunately. Spleebie's out. Oh. Doc is getting pelted by blue balls. He should probably avoid damage. Alright, so by the way, Basis is now in the Dark World, and remembers there's the first heart piece on Pyramid Ledge.
The heart piece is really obnoxious to get if you forget it.
Yes.
I think you get it maybe in the Ice Palace split.
Yeah. You can do that, or wait for the Super Bomb.
The problem with waiting for Super Bomb is it will mess up your heart refill route, so you won't get the refill that you need before Mire 2.
Right. I mean, you won hearts in Mire because of it being Mire. Looked like a big Kiki hop for spaces. another source of RNG in the run, but it doesn't affect the race.
People should report their Kiki hops alongside their other RNGs.
Oh, maybe a mini hop for cheamo?
I would say cheamo's is like low, but not tiny.
Okay.
It was more on the mid side of low.
Yeah.
Spleebie dealing with that Ropa with the bow because no boomerang.
Yeah, that's an interesting strat. I don't really know what the best strat is. So
I also
like
missed
medium hop for Spleebie.
I also missed how Spleebie took 3 hearts of damage, but the usual suspect for that is the Snapdragon because it does 3 hearts of damage.
Yeah, could have been. Mini hop for Doc. So here we are in darkness. We are collecting keys. Spleebie got a bop from Abari.
Spaces looked like he had a moment where he thought that the block was already pushed and tried to dash in the wrong side.
Oop. All right, hammer jump time. Spaces, sets up. There we go.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Backup pod is a little different because of no boomerang, for those who don't have it. So it's extra important that you get there with full health. I'm a little concerned about Spleebie having full health. He doesn't have enough for the 3 pots to be a full refill, and he's going to lose 1 from hammer jump.
Yeah.
He could get a drop from the enemy on the bridge, I guess. That could drop a heart, but I don't think that will be enough. So he's probably not going to have beams.
Yeah. We'll see what his backups will be. I mean, it essentially use the bomb strat or just use the bow.
There are strats that are used in the other speedruns that don't have boomerang, so it's not like there's nothing you can do. If you know the strat, you can make it pretty quick. I think a lot of people just like walk up and fire an arrow if they don't know the strat.
Good bomb jump for Spleebie.
If Spleebie is lucky, he could get a heart drop from Mimic. I don't know what drop he's on. Here's Dr. Earworm. See, he is the fairy. He's going to lose the fairy for Turtle Rock. If Spleebie had gotten that fairy, he could have filled up. You see cheamo also dashing into a heart dropped by a Mimic. That's something we're hoping Spleebie will get.
Oh, yeah. That would be useful.
Normally, you want them to drop the arrows because the arrow route can be tight, but for Spleebie, I think he wants to save a menu in the back of pod. Heart would help out with that a lot. Plus, if he doesn't have beams, he will have to use an extra arrow. That is a really unfortunate statue pull. Holy cow. He was not supposed to push that statue down. I did not realize you could lock yourself out of getting in there. I mean, he could have pulled it up, but that's slow. He gets the heart drop on the wrong Mimic, picks up arrows instead. He'll use one of them to hit the switch in the back of pod. But he has to menu off of the bow and then back on it because of the hammer pegs.
Yeah. And looks like a good fight so far for Spaces against Helma. Solid hammer hits. cheamo now entering the fight. Yeah, it seems like the right call to not go for the bottom right mimic heart. If that drops, that feels like it would take over 2 seconds. Or
I agree. That was really out of the way.
Yeah. But it does take, 3 seconds to use the bow, so I don't know.
It's yeah, is it 3 seconds? It's 2 menus and the use. Plus the time, the travel time of the arrow is longer.
That's my estimate. Some fireballs for Spleebie to dodge. Cleans it up. Doc now entering the Helma fight.
So far, everybody has had a good phase 2. With the help of a spin speed hammer, which is I'm not going to call it recent anymore. It's like a 2020 strat. But it's very nice that you can just wail on Elmosaur with the hammer and it's actually possible to hit him instead of having to get right up in his left eye or whatever you used to have to do.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Earworm clears pod now, so all of our runners are out safely. All right, so Spaces has a divergence from any percent right here. He needs to collect rupees, and we do that by blowing open Hype Cave.
I love the Spaces having a random moment there of walking to the right of Hype Cave Guy to drop a bomb and throw it. That's going to be so hard for anyone who plays rando not to do. It's such a integral part of doing Hype Cave. Oh! Cheamo does the fast trap, but gets scared a little bit by the flyer, but he still makes it. Does not have any muscle memory moments in Hype Cave. Let's see how Dr. Earworm and Spleebie do.
Oh. Spleebie uses up a bomb to start. It's hard to get that throw to the right. I don't know how many pixels it is, but it's not many. You have to throw to the right in a very narrow window.
So, counting digs. 1. Nice to see. But that's not the digs we care about.
Hey, they still count. Spleebie runs into the tree.
Oh, he gets lottoed.
Oh no!
Cheamo gets lottoed by the Ropa.
Yeah, that's unusual.
It seems like any Ropa that you dash into can lotto you no matter what. It's awful. There's going to be a Ropa later in the run that's not in NMG. On the screen that Dr. Earworm's on. Coming out of Bombo's tablet, going into Swamp Palace, there's a Ropa Lotto there as well. It's known also from the old Route of Old Dungeons RMG.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice refills. He kills some guards, which I think he's just doing because they're in the way, but they both drop hearts. Alright, now we're on to the RNG section for Spaces. He gets his first dig, has to retry. This is... Do you want to explain the actual numbers of this? Because I don't remember.
Okay, so our runners are going to try to get as close to 38 digs as they can. The more digs, the better, because each attempt is a 1 in 32 chance of revealing the heart piece, but only after the first 24 digs. We don't have a chance at the heart piece until the 25th.
So, I think I just saw Cheamo get a first try dig game. Blink and you'll miss it. You got lucky. Dig also requires some execution, so it's not entirely luck. If you don't know the optimal digs and don't practice it, you're less likely to get to 37 or 38, and you have fewer rolls of the dice to actually get successful. So you can't entirely blame RNG if you're not getting 37 digs every time.
Oh, here we go. Spleebie's got it.
Very nice. That's good because the race
that was.
That might have been one. I think they both got a first try dig, which is really good because they're racing each other. Spaces is getting rupee luck, but he's not getting dig game luck, which is really what we care about. Rupee luck matters a little bit.
Yeah, but it doesn't really give you many rupees because you're gonna spend 80 rupees every game.
It's true, but he got like he got this dig game fully refunded.
Yes.
So he's not, at least he's not going to be losing too much. You're not going to like gain money doing dig game, but you can minimize damage if you get lucky. Chess game is the one that gains you money.
Yeah. So now Doc and Spaces are both in Dig Game. So it's, you know, up to RNG to sort of decide who's going to be the leader coming out of here.
Spaces does not seem to be doing exactly the right optimal path, but he is getting some nice, like, clean, tight digs. So he can at least get most of the way there. Like, the real trick of this is that you're probably going to be tinking dirt a lot if you're not practiced, and you're going to lose a lot of time and not get as many digs. So it's probably more important that you don't tink dirt than that you do optimal pathing. I think you're going to get more out of just having good dig mechanics, and then you can learn the optimal pathing.
What do you call the shape that Doc is making in the ground?
That's an octagon.
It's an octagon. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
it's 8 sides.
Each dig is an octagon. But you see, Doc goes left first, and in the end, it sort of looks like an iron or something.
Oh, you're talking about the, like, overall shape.
Yeah, the overall shape.
You're talking about the, like, spleeb points kind of thing, the Darken 10F. Yeah. We're getting some tinks now. Sometimes you just get tired after doing too many of these.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing about digging is that you, like, you don't want to, like, stray too far from the exit if you're not going to do optimal digs. So you have to be aware of that as well. You're going to be losing time exiting the dig game each time. Wow, they're just getting atrocious luck. At least they're not racing the people who got one dig.
Right. I mean, I would be, I mean, I'm thankful as a viewer that we have a synced race currently. Well, now Spaces is out, so Spaces is ahead. And meanwhile, I have not been paying attention to cheamo and Spleebie at all.
I didn't either.
Doc as well.
Doc gets it on the same attempt number. Actually, I think Spaces had more attempts because he got there first, but they have been more or less equalized.
Yeah, during the simultaneous game.
The classic. Spaces ran into the arrow game by accident because of the spin speed. That's a cursed spin speed for sure. Mm-hmm. And another thing that's cursed is after you get the dig, the race game heart, you have to do Usain Bolt screen differently, and that's something that it seems like nobody in Hundo actually knows how to deal with.
Well, it's quite interesting to see runners do it. Scoopel has had an interesting strat that worked out quite nicely today, earlier in the race, in his race. Corey has a strat that I've learned and picked up, and I can't get it every time, but it's quite good. So yeah, there's a couple of different really interesting strats here.
So cheamo first into the second RNG segment of this split, which is the chess game. The second chess is the only one that can give you the heart piece in the Japanese 1.0 version.
Yeah, so now Spleebie and cheamo are in the game at the same time.
It's also chess turn time.
Yeah. Spaces and Doc both activating flute now. Yeah, it's, you know, this is the thief. Well, it's not really. Oh, Spaces is doing the Spaces thing. Okay, so Spaces uses a nice and easy strat for collecting a fairy for safety. And he dashes into the water to gain iframes, and then item dashes into the tree to instantly collect a fairy.
That's pretty cool. Is that faster than getting one of the powder fairies in like Thieves Town or Skullwoods?
No, it is not, unfortunately. Okay. And what I found is that it's sort of a strat that Bitey goes for, but Bitey slashes the guard 2 times which can be a little faster. But still, it's not as fast as powdering in Thieves or Skull.
Yeah, the fairy is not really for deaths in those dungeons. I mean, it can be. You can still die, but the real reason these runners are getting a fairy is because later on they will be doing Spike Cave without invincibility item. And they need to be able to get to the very end, and you have just enough health to do it if your movement is really clean, but most of the time you are going to be eating that fairy.
So we are seeing Spleebie, the first person out of chest game, and cheamo is still in chest game. So we change.
Yep, that's a little rough.
And Spleebie had picked up the red boomerang from Brewery before before going into Thieves Town. Cheamo will not be doing that. Cheamo will go directly to Thieves Town, and in fact already has the rupees. So even if Cheamo didn't have Blue Boom, he would at this point go straight to Thieves. So Cheamo will be skipping both C-shaped house and the brewery.
While all of that was going on, Spleebie had a really nice God Pixel adjustment. He had the God Pixel and was denied by the enemy, and then he readjusted onto it and got a perfect dash up, just barely missing the anti-fairy. Yeah, we got full 9s on Cheamo's side. That's how you know you're having a good time in chess game. Now it's a race between Cheamo and Spaces.
Yeah.
Each of these chess games is a new roll of the dice, and Cheamo's out first.
I love it. The Spleebie Cheamo race. This continues to be ahead of the Spaces Doc race. Hoping for same RNG for Doc and Spaces. Yeah, so in chat Doc says Fergar, don't look. I won't look then.
Oh, it's okay. I looked.
There was nothing to see. Nothing
no. I'm
going
to describe everything that happened. Dr. Earworm came out of Blind Hideout and dashed into his portal by accident on the way to Cackwell and had to reportal. You can't just say don't look in chat and not expect me to report everything you do. Because I have the advantage of I see chat before it happens on screen.
Uh-huh.
Because you're typing before we can see it.
No one could have predicted this. They're still going. Spaces and Doc. It's not ending.
I think it's more tragic that the Cheamo, who had one dig, had to also do like 80 chess games. But yeah. Spleebie had like decent RNG. He's on pace, according to his splits. Apparently, Cheamo is also on pace, actually.
Yeah.
So, never mind. They're both having a good time.
Yeah. Nice. Spaces, we cannot tell because he's not using splits of each segment. So we really don't know how far behind he is. We know he's not ahead because of just the completely awful RNG in both mini games so far. So it is a weird thing to race. It is for fun. It doesn't really, demonstrate the real differences, but that's fine. We can see the rest of the game happen, and we get the idea of the runner's pace.
The league is more about getting runners to run at all and to run at the same time. and it's a really good way to get runners to do a category that doesn't get a lot of momentum. Like sometimes you'll have like one person grinding hundo, like Corey, and then maybe a couple people will be like, oh, Corey's running, I'll run too. But most of the time it's just one person doing it. So having the whole community do it all at once is it changes it for the person who's running, because they have people to talk to now who are also running, and the people who are learning have people who are experienced to learn from, who are also actively running the category. It really helps to.
That's a really good point. Yeah. There's a big social aspect.
Yes.
A big social aspect to speedrunning, and racing really helps move along your speedruns.
I think of it as like doing running laps together with your friends. Like you're not necessarily racing them, even if ostensibly you are. It's really about having a friend with you when you're doing something miserable.
And meanwhile, Spaces has collected the heart piece. It did reach a point where it was funny, in my opinion. Like, Spaces might have one of the highest chest counts in League. Not sure he achieved it, though.
Did he have more than cheamo? Because cheamo had a lot, too. And cheamo had 999 coming out, and Spaces did not. Which is also luck, but... I do wonder which of the two had more, because I certainly wasn't counting.
Feel like it was Spaces, but just I have no proof of that. Here we go. So Spleebie powdering, facing down. You love to see it. Suboptimal, but it's funny.
I consider that an honorary chest turn. It's in the spirit of a chest turn, even if it doesn't actually save time and doesn't use the same mechanics of a chest turn. You're not pressing Y and down at the same frame. You're just walking up while strafing.
I'm kind of curious how a task would, like, how many frames would a task lose facing down? Because you kind of have to you have to tap left, then you have to dash turn down, and then you can use powder. But I don't know if that loses 2 frames or like 1 or 3.
I hadn't thought about dash turning as being an option faster than using the sword. Okay. Spaces is in the attic with 3 hearts. He had a hellway, let's just say.
Ooh, okay.
Hopefully he can make it out. He does have a fairy, but he's supposed to keep that fairy for later. But I guess it's good that he has the fairy. I think most of the runners get that later.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about it, but our runners really want a fairy for Spike Cave. Spaces ate the fairy, so that's kind of bad, but it's also kind of good.
No, he has a fairy.
Survive it.
Spaces caught a fairy earlier in the witch's hut area.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So he ate that fairy on purpose, so he wouldn't have to fairy revive. His fairy reviving is very slow. If you think you're gonna die, you should just eat the fairy.
So yeah, so the point being, we want this for Spike Cave later, because the fastest way through Spike Cave is to take 13 hearts, well, not 13, but a lot of hearts of damage walking over the spikes, and you are left with 1 heart at the very end. But if you have any missteps, you will lose all of your hearts. So we really want to have a safety for that.
It's kind of wild that they've managed to route the hearts so tightly that you have no margin of error for Spike Cave.
Yeah, it's so frustrating to me.
They could have just had 1 more heart. You could have done one more dungeon, but no, you have to do it with Ether. So you have to do it for Mount Mire, and you have to have red crystals for the stupid big bomb. So you have to do Mire and Swamp together.
Yeah,
it's obnoxious.
Exactly. All right, so Yeah, there's just a lot to do in Hundo that, I mean, we could commentate on, but there's been so much going on in this race that we've sort of brushed by it. But our runners are collecting things before Skull Woods, and Spleebie is already in the back of Skull. So here we go, Cypher Mummies. Takes a bop, but that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. 6 hearts is plenty if you get the fight. If it goes off the rails, it could get dangerous, but 6 hearts is, I think, more than you have in all dungeons.
Yeah.
At this point of the game, we are running on more hearts than we're used to having for NMG.
Oop. Let's see here. Moth in a corner. So Spleebie takes down Mothula. Okay. I didn't quite see Space's route. I would have expected Thieves C-shaped to Frog, but Spaces went to Brewery instead. Okay, so Spleebie has a comfortable lead here. It's not over, but we are approaching late game fairly quickly, and there won't be time for like a runner to catch up through normal mistakes and normal time saves.
It's probably not going to happen piecemeal. It would have to be a disaster for cheamo or for Spleebie.
Yeah.
This is also probably true for Spleebie to not be on pace, because he's about 40 ahead. And cheamo is also a decent amount ahead, but I think he's ahead by a margin that could be lost by small execution mistakes here and there, or by not practicing endgame. But endgame should be pretty straightforward, with the exception of like Spike Cave and some of the overworld stuff. You could lose a lot of time on Big Red Bomb. That's a place where cheamo could gain time back from Spleebie if he has a red bomb disaster where you try to do the bomb dupe and have to repurchase the bomb. That's basically like taking a death.
Ooh, I didn't see how Spleebie lost 4 hearts. Because we're going into Zora's Domain now, and we usually want to have full hearts before Ice Palace. Anyway, cheamo going into the Ice Palace segment. This is critical because cheamo has Blue Boomerang, and we want to see how cheamo will be collecting Red Boom. So, ideally, we would see a fake flipper, assuming we have the resources to do it. We could get Waterfall Fairy before Zora's Domain, and then we would come out with a Water Walk and then be able to save time dashing through Zora's Domain. Alternately, if cheamo chooses not to set that up, he would come out of Zora's Domain with flippers and have to dash to the waterfall and swim into it and then go to Ice Palace. And that would work too, but loses time comparatively. So the Spaces Doc race is a bit closer, but Doc has a nice advantage right now. And Doc is falling to the Moth fight. Starts with a dash. That's interesting. That's less precise than the normal setup, but he makes it work. Moth is down.
I've seen some people do a dash and a bonk on certain conveyor movements. I think down conveyor is the one I see on the most.
Oh, here
I'm
it is.
not sure how much of this is just Doc doesn't know the strat. Oh, I see a splash. That's not good.
Oh, no.
He has enough. How is his index?
I don't know. So he's bailing, which is good because if he doesn't know, then, you know, let's not spend the time and the resources. So good try. Good try.
Good try. The downside is the point of doing that before, if you're wondering why he's doing that before flippers, it's because you get a water walk when you're in there, and that makes Zora faster. That's where you can get some of that time back from getting red boomerang here instead of at the brewery. But he doesn't get that time, so he now eats time getting Zora without a water walk, and then having to go into the waterfall to go through all that waterfall rigmarole of throwing in the item and talking to the fairy.
Yeah.
Ooh, underpot for Spleebie.
Underpot. Oh, I can't believe I missed the hypest strat. Oh, there it is. I got to see it on restream.
There we go.
Okay, well done. And, you know, no worries, Doc, for saying don't know normal fight. I think what Doc is showing us is like a strat that, you know, we've seen in tutorials past, but, you know, not everyone has seen the optimal tutorials or practices the optimal strats.
The optimal strat is a strat you have to actually sit down and learn. It's not something you just like, oh, he doesn't know about the normal strat. He probably does. But I know that when I was learning it, it took me like a full night of getting used to the mechanics of holding B, dashing, but holding down, which feels really wrong. Like it's trusting that oh my god, look at Cheamo in the whirlpool. This is great. This is fine. In Ice Palace, you really want to have beams for ice too. They have half magic, so it's not a magic management issue anymore. It's still slower because you have to wait for the flame to kill the Bari. And if the Bari is zapping, it's just like, yeah, you gotta do that. But at least you get to hit the other one because the magic meter is just not a concern in this version of Ice Palace. You would never do that in NMG.
We are cursed to spend our magic half as quickly. So Spleebie, by the way, I wanted to say earlier, it was a nice cold stare fight. We did better than past Spleebie, who apparently had a cold stare party around this time. So Spleebie's, you know, keeping it green.
He's keeping it green, but what happened in the splits to cause him to lose time?
Oh, I don't.
He lost like 5 seconds. I know that he got hit by some enemies because he was missing health on the way to Catfish. So it probably has to do with that. Oh no!
Oh. Do you see Spaces?
No, I was watching Spleebie miss his bird.
Oh no!
What happened?
I don't know, because I was watching Spaces.
What did Spaces do?
Okay, so Spaces has the normal strat where you pick up a rock on the broken bridge screen, you carry it up so you can throw it at the Ropa, but Spaces was hit with a spear by the Moblin before the screen edge, so he lost the rock and got hit.
Is that in his control, or did he just get extraordinarily unlucky?
I'm not sure. I've never really seen it. Oh, here we go. Spike Cave time. Oh, I didn't. All right, so Spleebie's in Spike Cave. We want a couple of good dashes. So Spleebie's not going to make it.
Oh, I want to see that glitch. I know maybe it's just a multi-world thing, but
yeah,
Spleebie had a really funny thing happen in Spike Cave where he like took a fairy death while the block was being thrown, and then when he revived, the block was still in his hands, and he was able to like walk around with the appearance that he was holding a block and open the chest with the block on top of his head. It was very funny. But it wasn't in the vanilla game, so I'm not certain if that's a thing that can happen.
I really doubt it, because we would have seen it at this point.
Yeah, I would expect that. It's... Oh, it was one mind, not multi-world. Yes, that's... Multi-world wouldn't affect that. But one mind probably could, because maybe it was changing controls between players or something. Yeah. That's definitely the kind of interaction you might expect to find in one mind, not in the vanilla game.
Yeah, which is interesting because one mind really doesn't change that much about the code of the game, unlike multi-world, which is a completely ROM-hacked randomizer. More, with a lot more code changes. But it's the movement that is more interesting in this case. All right, so we get the full heart refill from Spleebie. We always want that in Meyer Hut, like you said. We want this for Meyer 2 and the rest of Meyer. So Spleebie's into Meyer. Cheamo now going to Spike Cave. And Doc dropping into Gold Stair. Doc has sort of an improvised fight. I like it.
Mm-hmm. He has the magic where you can just have a Cold Stair party and it's fine.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Hundo.
Yeah, it's a Cold Stair party and you're invited.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have half magic.
Oh, spaces. What's going on?
That makes you cool.
He's resetting the room to normalize his setup. But
yeah.
This is a sign of not a rando player, or at least not a rando main. He does play a little, but I think rando players just kind of like know how to wing it in this room. And NMG runners have a setup, and they're like, no, I need to reset the room and do the setup.
Yeah.
Also, Cheamo? Sorry, Cheamo did Spike Cave and didn't eat the fairy, is that correct?
Well, apparently, I mean, I'm seeing one heart.
Yeah,
so it must
that's
have been
what that means.
Well done.
Good job.
Spaces did a dash turn down, which affects your ability to stay on the ledge.
Oh.
So that's sort of a gotcha.
I always wondered why, like, the tapping down,
pixels.
Why you can't just tap down, and it, like, sometimes feels like it should work and it doesn't. Definitely something I want to learn. Oh no, hover strats. It's good to know as a backup if you're a hover. It's hard to save time with hovering in IPPJ. I say this like I know anything about hovering. I don't hover.
I do the same as spaces, hovering as a backup. I don't know how to actually save time with hovering in that room. Here's a little difference between any percent. Spleebie has to go down around the blocks. So he has to really beat the falling bridge.
Right.
Okay, Spaces gets a Cold Stair sort of out of hand. He's gonna fight it out. He's gonna dodge ice blocks. I'm not going to be worried. And the fight's over.
Dr. Earworm got the block thrown before the fairy revival, which is nice. He doesn't have to start over with the block picking up animation. So if you're going to eat the fairy, that's the right time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least do it like... Optimally, I think you do it while you are holding the block, so it's lifted, and then it causes you to throw the block. And you can get those... I think you get that... those human error frames eliminated.
Something like that, yeah. Something that we see our runners do is they go fully into the corner before mirroring. Doc might not know about that and doesn't quite reach the corner to get the quick warp. But that's just a frame saver you might want to look at in the future. We'd be going into Vitreous. Uh-oh. Spleebie's a little hesitant on this fight for some reason. Oh, yeah, it doesn't quite get the 0 cycle. I think it was just a little slow.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened. It's
because especially the first spin was a bit, or between the first and second spin.
Yeah, I missed the opener. This should be a pretty safe fight if you're used to NMG. You just have more hearts. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. But you can still bop an eye and go into panic mode. You go off. This is basically like blind. It's a scripted fight. Not for the same reasons. It's not like Vitreous is being affected by your movements. It's more that if you do the strat, then Vitreous's RNG should not actually have that big an effect.
And Spaces into Spike Cave.
We makes it. Let's go.
Makes it.
Now he has a fairy to spare.
Mm-hmm. So Spaces has a fairy to spare. That's a sentence I could not say 3 times fast.
A fairy to spare, yeah. Faces has a sperry to fair.
Yeah.
I'm watching Spleebie's inset live split video of his PB, and it's having a time in Vitreous, like way more than what he just had. So he had the chance to gain some time there, but I think he may have lost an equivalent amount of time somewhere else, maybe in Spike Cave or something like that.
Sorry to interrupt. Spaces had a bit of a fight with a dead rock that made me slightly nervous because he has 1 heart coming out of Spike Cave. Alright, so it's time for Swamp Palace for Spleebie, but first we have to collect Bombos, and we already saw him collect the Checkerboard Cave heart piece. And the great thing about the Checkerboard heart piece is we don't have to argue about swapping to mirror at Vitreous. We can simply do that after Vitreous. Because we don't need to mirror right away. Oh no! Cheamo's in the fight but had not switched to bow. And he gets a 1 cycle. But he's safe enough.
By the way, that screen that Spleebie was just on, that is the Ropa lottery I was talking about earlier. He does not get lottoed.
Good.
You could menu to mirror there, but it's
Yeah.
No, I think you're actually already on mirror in this category. So maybe not.
Well, no. Because you are on book to read the tablet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So you can menu.
I think your idea is good.
I don't know how good it is to menu there. Like, you can read the RNG and adjust, or you can attempt a frame rule. I don't know if that's actually, like, helped me when I tried it. It's just something I feel like should be possible.
I don't know what you would adjust to, because you're just dashing.
You're just dashing. You would cancel the dash and hit the Ropas instead of getting hit by them, I think. Or, like, stop and re-dash. I can usually at least tell when I'm going to get lottoed when I pause. I just don't know what the correct response is, but I'm sure there is one if you work on it.
I am going to watch Cheamo because I feel like this screen has never bothered me in this category, and I don't know why.
Are you saying you never get Ropa lottoed here?
I don't. I feel like it's more dangerous in all dungeons.
Okay,
Just
maybe
anecdotally.
Maybe you are loading in the Ropas differently because you are either you have iframes or you're mirroring. in a different spot, whereas in all dungeons you're hopping off a ledge, loading the screen differently. Yeah, it's worth. I'm definitely speaking from all dungeons experience and assuming it's the same in this category, but maybe it's not.
Okay, Doc is now fighting Vitreous. Get a cycle out of it, but that's okay. There's a lot of stuff happening on screen on Cheamo's side, which causes audio glitches much more frequently. But I don't know. I always think about that, and I'm like kind of wondering what the technical aspects are that cause like an alternating lack of notes. I think the thing about the frame rule is we don't have to worry about it because we have iframes the entire time.
Oh, you have iframes. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, so this game has audio glitches all the time. Like, we can lose a sound effect just at the most random times. But in the swamp overworld, it's very common to simply have audio glitches.
There's just so much on screen. There's these Octoroks spewing rocks everywhere. It's one of the most common places to get that glitched mirror portal sound where you only hear some of the audio channels.
And it's... Yeah, it just is. Right, and Spaces takes care of Vitreous, so now he's out of mire. I bet it has to do with the Octoroks, like the sound glitch thing. I bet it has to do with the noise that you get from certain sound effects, especially bombs. Bombs oftentimes cause glitch sound effects. So I bet it's the Octorok rock smashing sound that is extra prone to that issue. So we're in Swamp Palace. Again, it's like any percent where we're simply overpowered. And in 100%, we've even done mire already, so we have more hearts than we'll ever need.
Spleebie's having a little bit of a hard time getting hook dashes out for the zero cycle. Gets a slow one. Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's worth mentioning the lag because the number of heart pieces and rupees you have affects how much lag you get. Heart containers, rather, hearts that are on your HUD, will increase the lag, and the later into the game you get, the worse it gets. So this is the point of the game where people are starting to have their strats mess up because of the lag, not just losing time, but actually losing things like the zero cycle Argus.
Yeah.
And it gets really bad in Ganon's Tower when you're on 20 hearts and using silver arrows.
Yeah. For anyone unfamiliar, having more heart containers puts more lag into the game. And I don't know the the technical details, but it's just a peculiar thing.
There's also something about having like more large numbers in your rupee count.
Yeah.
So not even just having more rupees, but like having 9s in your rupee count is bad, which is really silly.
But it also is like not really
not really a thing. It
doesn't really make a difference.
It's not. The heart lag actually makes a difference. Rupee lag is like maybe a couple seconds over the course of the run. Maybe less. I think the 2 seconds thing is actually losing your shield. I'm not sure if rupee lag can save 2 seconds by having 100 instead of 99.
It would be on the order of frames, and I don't know. It's like I don't know what lag frames it would help create. Basically, it's just not something I've ever seen. Like it's never been. I've never seen it proven visually. But I just know that it's something that's going to.
It might be enough to like push over borderline lag frames.
Yeah.
Like the way lag works is you either get a lag frame or you don't. And if you're doing something like a boss explosion, that's always going to lag the game no matter what. So that's not going to be affected. But things that are on the edge, their borderline, might be pushed over by having more rupees or having more hearts. And the more that happens, the more lag you feel.
Yeah.
There's also a few places where like the lag will cause some pixels not to write on the top of your screen, but that's not going to affect your gameplay.
Yeah. So Spleebie gets the bomb dupe, which is an important piece of the hundo tech that we need to accomplish to save a few seconds and to do it right to avoid losing multiple seconds or minutes. So well done for Spleebie.
This is the place.
Have to,
yeah.
Here's another potential disaster if we accidentally mash incorrectly. We will lose 20 seconds. So we do not want to throw anything into the fountain.
This one's tricky because the sword is, it's not just like one movement. Like with the bow, it's your default item, so you just mash. But the sword is, I don't remember how many, but you do have to make sure you're actually throwing in the sword and not the fire rod or something else.
No, the water would put the fire rod out.
It's true, and then you wouldn't be able to do Turtle Rock. I've heard a lot of people say that they enjoy this part of the run where they're doing a whole bunch of shopping, but it's not RNG shopping, so they actually get to just play the game and enjoy themselves.
I like that. That's a good attitude to have while doing a long speed run. And yeah, that's, if you want to enjoy a category for its differences, this is where it's quite different. We have to do this long collection segment. That takes about 7 minutes of this overworld before Turtle Rock. So it can be its own segment if you want. That was a weird bop for Spleebie. And taking damage right before you're trying to go into a mirror portal is annoying because then you have to wait for the iframes to run out before you can get into the mirror portal. I didn't see the grass prayer glitch. The hypest of graphical glitches. And yeah, if you have spin speed and you go into tall grass, you might see the glitch when entering or exiting the grass. Almost did diver down. That would be a DQ. We can't do that. What if you diver down and then immediately saved and quit? Maybe you could go back to the screen and do it over. No, I'm memeing, but I'd allow it. Alright, so I miss Cheamo's strat, but he has place the bomb, and we are safe. Okay, and we have an Argus fight for spaces. Doesn't quite get the 0 cycle. We have a lumberjack item for Spleebie, and that is the last part of this side of the world. But the last item is on the opposite side. He'll be picking up Ice Rod. It's kind of a shame we don't use the whirlpool to get here. We just use the duck. Because that whirlpool does not really get much use. So again, everyone is in the same segment with spaces just starting it, mashing through the boss, mashing through the crystal cutscene, and there's the spin speed to dodge enemies. And Spleebie's wrapping up the overworld. Still has full hearts going to East Death Mountain.
Yeah, Spleebie will actually get his last heart piece after Turtle Rock, if you're wondering why he's missing 2.
Right. Alright, what is Dr. Earworm gonna do? Doc is gonna mirror early, and he'll simply go to the Aga portal using hook strats. Not bad.
Yeah, this is like rando strats. Very common to just like use the hook shot, take advantage of that Aga portal, which you don't always have in rando. Rando players are mostly not practicing the Aga portal version because you usually don't kill Aga. Only 1 in 3 seeds will kill Aga.
My history brain wants to know what came out first, the bomb dupe or hook shot aided bomb dashing.
Because that's a good question.
Yeah, we would see that in certain hundo runs. It's not just like a rando strat. It's like older hundo runs also have this.
I don't know. You just find some Zelda run that's 9 years old and see what he's doing.
Yeah. Right.
Spleebie managed to lose a lot of health. Last time I looked, he had full health, and now he's missing like 8 hearts. So he will not be able to just like use the cape and then have full health coming out from the heart. He will actually have to get the fairy drop to get beams and chain jumps. But you can see that the cape allows you to dash to the rollers, and it is apparently optimal to do this because everyone does it.
Yeah. I'm not jumping off that bandwagon to test it.
I think if it's not optimal, nobody wants to know because it's just so nice to have the cape. Ooh, no drops though.
I am curious about picking up beams with a heart pickup. I've never really seen that.
It just seems like if you don't expect to get the heart fairy drop, that maybe it could be worth it. It's not that out of the way.
Agreed. Spleebie with 22 arrows is, well, he's got quite enough arrows in his quiver. He's not picking up the TR arrows.
These are silver arrows too. You need 6 silvers for Ice Armos and, you know, the normal amount for Gauntlet minus a couple because you're only firing 2 per mimic. So it's really not necessary to be picking up too many arrows. The only person who might need them is Cheamo, and you think even that is unnecessary because you get 5 on the way there.
Spleebie
Oh,
skips.
no.
Were we deadrock blocked?
Cheamo had, first of all,
Almost
had
again.
hell of a time in Waffle House, and now he's dead rocked on the top of Death Mountain. That's why he's missing so many hearts.
I would have considered bonking for a fairy, but I don't know. Probably faster to simply reset the screen exactly like he did.
Probably, but he's now out of fairy range for getting beams.
Spaces got the annoying thing in Graveyard Ledge where the bomb apparently doesn't reach the wall and it just explodes.
Wait, are you saying that's not a skill issue? Because that happens to me sometimes, and it feels like I've been cheated because I feel like I'm doing it right, and it just doesn't work randomly.
I'm saying it wrong, but I think it might be a skill issue.
Okay. Is it like you're 1 pixel too low? You're not actually on grid with the pot, and you threw the bomb too early? Kind of skill issue, or is it something else?
I think it's I think what happened to Spaces is that the bomb probably blew up before it reached the back wall, so he needed to throw it faster.
I see.
Probably.
I also wasn't watching Spaces. I just feel like sometimes I just throw the bomb and it's on the wall and it explodes and the wall doesn't blow up for some reason.
And that could be because it has an FF altitude.
Oh, like you were relying on a spooky altitude. That's good to know.
Well, yeah, because it's gonna bounce.
Yeah, you get it on the wrong frame.
On the bounce. But I figure if you throw it fast enough, it'll probably reach its second bounce.
The second bounce can also FF.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But then as long as you finish the race, you'll win.
That's true. You can unforfeit by throwing another bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call it throwing.
I see. Noted. All right, with mirror shields, Spleebie does not laser skip. He simply walks and blocks the laser with his shield. And he also skips the magic pot. There's so many differences between Any% and Hundo and Turtle Rock. There's I can't cover it all. Not only that, but I'm simply not adept at all the strats that you can do. Some runners will go for slashes instead of spins on the pokies. But it kind of depends on RNGs. Oh. Okay. Cheamo had a misstep at the beginning of double pokies, but cleaned it up.
Nobody's getting to the top of Death Mountain without dead rocks hitting them. Ugh.
So, in the Spleebie Cheamo race, Spleebie has had a comfortable lead, and he is ahead. He's also apparently ahead of his PB, but is losing a bit of time. And then in the Spaces Dr. Earworm race, Spaces is a bit behind, but Dr. Earworm has to work. You know, it's not over.
For sure. The difference is one Chain Chomp's death and change.
Yeah. And Doc is past Chain Chomps.
There we go. Probably not going to be missing laser skips in this category. Spleebie is also within, he has to work for it now range of the PB race.
Yeah.
Not so much the race. We're still in disaster range for Spleebie cheamo, but definitely that 24-second lead on his PB is easy to lose in the final splits. You could even lose it on Ganon warps if you get really unlucky.
And asking out RNG. No, it is not fixed. Everyone gets random RNG. So the RNG is simply part of the race. It's simply part of the time that you get.
Everyone who joined this, it just accepted that this might not be the most competitive version of League, and they're okay with it. If you want a competitive League, you can come back later when we run a more even category, and even those have RNG.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most competitive League is the One Mind Master Sword that was run at SG Live. There's no Aghanim in that one.
That's true. Alright, we have a Ganon's Tower with gold sword, silver arrows, red boomerang, lots of little differences, and it's still a fun segment.
The red boomerang. Yeah, that red boomerang changes how you do this double switch room. The Spleebie went down left out of the door and tried to diagonal as soon as you can, basically, and you don't want to move too far out of the door or you'll miss. It's not terribly difficult. I'm not sure, you can maybe tell me this, if that strategy is susceptible to the frame roll. Because I know that the red boomerang moves faster and can sometimes just miss things because it's moving too fast.
No, I think it's consistent. Unlike the blue boom strat. Nice bomb planning for Spleebie.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. You can powder the anti-fairy for free, I guess. Doesn't seem like it's necessary in this category, but you could.
Yeah.
You get the free menu to powder, but then Spleebie was also thrown off by the fact that he was on powder and was expecting to be able to just menu up because normally that puts you on Fire Rod. And he had a little misstep in the menu.
And this is an important part right here. We have to collect the red mail. We cannot forget it. Otherwise, we lose a ton of time. And I've been less nervous about watching runners collect this chest than I normally would be in a speedrun setting because it's kind of easy to forget if you're used to any percent.
Why do we skip blue mail? It's just not necessary. Blue mail doesn't accomplish anything. It's not fast to get in NMG. You can get it in RMG because of Diver Down. It costs about 10 seconds, but in Hundo NMG, whether or not you get red mail from the last chest has nothing to do with whether you got blue mail. It's not like the boomerang where you have to skip it, and it's not a progressive item. It's just the red mail in the big chest. Even if you get the red mail and then pick up the blue mail afterward, the blue mail will just disappear and you'll stay on red mail. The game, apparently they recognize that you could get those out of order playing normally. Which is different from the mitts. The mitts and the glove are also non-progressive, but the glove will overwrite the mitts because the devs expected you to not be able to get the mitts without the glove first, because that requires glitches that they did not anticipate people doing. And even if you do, it's kind of that's on you. If you can do the glitch that skips the glove, you don't need the glove. You don't need the mitts. You can skip those.
Absolutely.
Ooh, cheamo didn't get the red boom. Oh, he's not doing the strat. Okay, yeah, that would explain it. He might have just had a frame rule or a misstep.
Spleebie's setup didn't work.
Oof.
I don't know.
This is one of those rooms where the lag can throw you off.
Yeah. Oh, we have Spaces and Dr. Erin technically in the same room. Doc coming out of the cutscene now, going to Ganon's tower. So it's still a big lead.
Yeah, it's cutscene and change.
Oh, cheamo goes into the forbidden room. But only for a second.
Can't even pretend to get there.
Oh, no. Oh yeah, I meant to come to this room. I need the arrows. Picks up the pot.
Mm-hmm. That's the consolation prize. That's what I call it.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have the pre-Moldorm 2 chest, giving Spleebie a little bit of grief as he tries the strats to get through. Moldorm's no problem though.
Moldorm with Gold Sword is a dash and a poke, or like a poke and a slash. Very. You could just slash him twice. There's no need to do spins.
All right, Aghanim. This is a fun fight, but it's a frustrating fight. It's very hard to optimize, and there's no difference between Hundo and any percent. Oh, these. Okay, we get a blue ball. Looks like some decent patterns for Spleebie, but we miss a couple at the last phase. Still, it's the last phase. The emote is doing what Spleebie's doing. Didn't notice the similarities between basement and no clipping.
Now we just need one of the infinite dash you can get in the pair of basement pegs.
Yeah, it's a good one.
People get when they do the boomerang strat. Okay, Ganon is very chill, except phase 4 is actually kind of technical. It's Silver Arrows fight, which seems easy, which it is easy if you're not trying to be optimal, but if you are trying to be optimal, there are definitely ways you can make it hard.
Yeah, I think the optimal strats are not really documented.
I think Doomtap is probably the person to go to if you want to learn how to do this fight. He's famously good at Ganon in general, and he knows how to optimize on having silvers and gold. The silvers and gold, you can do things like slash Ganon to get you know what, 1 in 3 hit, like a silverless hit, and you can get enough of those. Flashes. You can get enough of those to reduce the number of phases that Ganon gives you at phase 4. All right. I love seeing Ganon not work for Spleebie because he is on pace still.
Yeah,
see, you saw Spleebie get one of those. He's gonna get Torch Glitch. Not get Torch Glitch on purpose. I'm surprised that he did what he did there because he usually want to like freeze Ganon, but he froze Ganon at the top of the room, which is a little suboptimal. So he has a bit of a. He didn't get the Ganon he was hoping to get, I think, in phase 4, but it's still enough.
Yeah.
He was going for the slashes, which is nice to see. He almost got a 3rd slash in to finish the fight. But I think that Torchlight, that froze Ganon at the top, where he wasn't able to reach and get the slash in on time, was probably what killed it. But he still got PB, personal best, and wins the race. His splits, according to his splits, he is 14 seconds ahead of PB on this run. So congratulations to Spleebie.
Yeah, GG's to Spleebie. And cheamo, continuing the run, is approaching Agatu.
cheamo is apparently also on a rip-roaring pace. I don't It surprises me because how badly chess game went for him, but he also was ahead out of dig game because he got a first try, and dig games are longer than chess games. But he also, after dig game or after chess game, was also gaining time back in each split. And has also picked up a few golds. It might just be that he hasn't done very many runs, but this is very hard for him to lose this pace. He would have to probably die again a couple times, which isn't going to happen in this category. You know what I am a little concerned about, though, for Cheamo is he's not actually on pace to have a valid run because he has green mail.
Oh, no. I didn't notice that.
I didn't realize this, but actually it's probably GG for him. I mean, he could go back to Ganon's Tower, but that's going to be flew to the mountain, climb the mountain, go back to the basement, get the red mail. So, unfortunately, not actually a PB, but he can at least finish out the Ganon fight and, roll credits. Or he can go back and get his red mail. You don't have to have a valid run if you're second place. That's all entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hate to see it. It's one of the easiest items to miss because you are so used to just mashing that mirror after getting the big key and maybe the arrows that you... By the time you do it, it's just too late. You have to be thinking about it while doing the Ice Armos fight. So I see 2 red mails climbing GT on the other side, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Spaces and torches. Sorry, Dr. Earworm and torches. Spaces is actually not that far behind.
Yeah.
I think maybe it has gained a little time on Doc. Make this race extra exciting. Well, we're talking about paces. Dr. Earworm's splits also indicating that he's on pace coming out of Turtle Rock. Oh. Of course, Spaces is, first of all, almost certainly not on pace after all those chess games, but also he's running a rando timer. He does have a live split that is showing that his PB time is already finished. Yeah, I'll call it a GG. He's not going to cross the bridge. He's thinking about it. He's like, oh, do I cross the bridge? Yeah. You can cross the bridge if you want. It's your game.
Yeah. So we get a forfeit from Cheamo. So GG's. Great to see a full race between Spleebie and Cheamo. Regardless of the outcome.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, Spleebie. GG, congrats on the win, and PB.
GG, Cheamo. Yeah, it's an interesting dilemma because I had to save and quit.
Oh, that's right. So it's not a PB.
Right. That's right.
So neither of you has a valid run, unfortunately.
I'm going to save the splits and run against them, but yeah, I won't submit it.
I actually forgot that was a save and quit and not just a death.
Yeah, I was thinking about a save and quit occurring when we started talking about red mail, but yeah, I forgot that happened. What do you think about that, Spleebie? And since we're talking about the fake flipper mess up, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done it a million times, and it's easy to go bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet it happens even for someone that's done it a million times, once in a while.
Aghanim also happens as we're watching Spaces and Doc Spaces had a hard time with Agatu and was not able to save any time there. And meanwhile, Dr.
Agatu was
Eworm.
super bad too.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Dr. Earworm is on Ganon Phase 4.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Slash.
I hope it's a PB. I love to see PBs because that means more is donated to charity.
Yeah.
It's a PB. Assuming he didn't like forget Blue Boom, Red Boom, or something. I think we can see it. He would have to show bottles, I guess. Show bottles.
That's not a requirement, but it is appreciated.
No, you gotta make the leaderboard mods actually do their job. Oh, Spaces, don't die, please. He actually, I think, still has his fairy.
What?
If I recall right, he didn't.
Oh yeah,
visit
he
in
made
Spike
it through
Cave.
Spike Cave. Yeah. But still, fairy revive is slow.
at least get us up to 2. Alright. One more hit. Oh, he almost got a silverless. There we go.
Oh, Doc's in the waiting room.
Space has bagged a new personal best time for 100% NMG. So Spaces has had some wild runs.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming this is a race. A race
yeah.
PB.
Yes.
Dr. Earworm also bagged a new PB, and I cooked one up. So, yeah, 2 baggers and 1 cooker.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Welcome.
Congrats.
GG's on the race.
GG's.
Congrats on the race win and PB, right?
That
PB
is a
smile.
PB. Yeah,
Yes.
PB smile. My first ever run of this category was my qualifier, and then my second ever run of this category was 2 through 4 were my previous races, and this is my 5th, and I think it's my 4th PB. So
Nice.
getting a little better each time.
Yeah.
This was my 7th run and only 3rd PB, so you're way ahead of me.
Yeah. Well, some of us are just natural NMG. No, I'm gonna no.
Some of us just get the PBs easier.
I was it was terrible. The beginning of this race, especially being a 4-way, was both terrifying and humbling to just watch myself slowly fall behind, just like screen by screen, just like losing a 1/10 of a second each time until and then eventually I got RNG enough to jump ahead. So yay, hundo.
Yeah. That's the fun of Fundo.
Hundo.
Yeah, there's besides those 4 heavy RNG rooms, there's all the other rooms to watch. 500 plus.
Yeah, so this was my last race for League. It's my first time joining League. I'm pretty happy with how I did. Like, I lost to Jesse and took all my other races, and I got a little bit of the speedrun bug out of it, I think, so that's fun. Excited for mentor program.
Good to hear. Oh yeah. Yeah, so a mentor program will specifically cover any percent wow, I can't say it. Any percent NMG, right?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't. I know that our esteemed restreamer is putting some stuff together. So
I'm here. Hello.
Person RNG, you say?
You summoned me. Good job. Fun race to watch. Yes, the mentor program that starts February 1st here on Zelda Speedruns will cover any percent, no major glitches, and it's for all levels, and the information is coming out in the next couple of days for that, but I'll let you guys carry on with your interview.
Woo! Thank you. But yeah, thanks for the restream, everybody, and I'm gonna jump off it also. But GG's, good night.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, thanks for racing.
Thanks for the commentary, Chex and Mamo. It was great. I was listening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Pops, for putting this together.
Thanks, Baseball, for helping so much behind the scenes.
Thank you,
Just trying to
Baseball.
hurt. Yeah. Spaces said RMG. Mamo, you're doing another mentor program as well for a different category.
That's for randomizer.
Okay, yeah. So we got some educational things coming up. Seems good.
The spring semester of A Link to the Past universities occurring.
Yeah.
And that will do it for me. So thank you, everyone, for racing. Really fun to watch. So yeah, that's all for me.
Yeah, good job, guys. Have a good night. I don't have a raid target this evening, so we're just gonna cut it here. There's more races if you're interested. Check them out. Zelda Speedruns calendar. I'll post that for you guys in on Zelda Speedruns and in League, so you guys can see what's left to come. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.